At his lowest point, Olympic sprinter Iwan Thomas considered ending it all. He tells Margaret Hussey how a chance encounter with Prince Harry finally helped him open. "I made a living out of being physically big, strong, and mentally tough," says Olympian Iwan Thomas. "But in reality, I was falling apart inside. I couldn't see a way out of the self-hatred and self-loathing." In 1997, at just 23, Welsh sprinter Iwan broke the UK 400m record with a time of 44.36 seconds, remaining unbeaten until 2022. He had the world at his feet, but a series of setbacks and injuries dogged his career and led him to dark places. Now an advocate for talking openly about mental health, he wants to help others. Iwan, now 50 years old, says, "Breaking that record, everything happened really quickly for me, but also everything was taken away quickly. All sorts were coming my way, a Madame Tussauds waxwork, MBE, accolades left, right, and center. I thought, this is cool, I'll have years left in me yet. The reality was that was as good as it was ever going to get. It then started to unravel and injuries set in. I was at a low place. It was horrible. I felt if I suddenly spoke out that I was struggling, it would be, your rivals are now going to think you are not as tough as you say you are and won't fear you on the track." I couldn't really show that side of me, the soft side. Iwan, who won silver at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996 and gold at the World Championships in 1997, kept punishing his body, hoping he would regain his form. Athletics was a lot of my identity. Without it, I felt I had nothing. Would I be important? Would people still like me? Those are all insecurities that I had. I couldn't let go of being an athlete, and I should have retired way before I did. But I kept thinking my body could hold out. In the end, it didn't. In his autobiography, Brutal, Iwan writes very movingly about how he was left sobbing, numb, unable to get out of bed. During one of his darkest times, he took a bottle of whiskey and walked to the Solent, looking into the water, wanting to disappear. "I think that was my lowest moment," says Iwan. "If I had spoken to someone about it and shared my anxieties, I would have realized, you will be all right, don't worry. Even if you are not an athlete anymore, you will find your way and be okay." I'd say to myself now, put the bottle down, you idiot. Go home and tell your mom and dad they love you. Instead, he was caught up in the self-loathing, thinking, why me? Why am I injured again? "It was horrible," he adds. "Athletics is very black and white. The stopwatch doesn't lie. You either run fast or you don't. There's no hiding place." Eventually, in 2011, he went for counseling. I went for about a year. I felt I wasn't really getting anywhere. I remember the counselor saying, "One day it will click. Everything we spoke about will make sense to you." And it did about 6 months after going. Another turning point for him was meeting Prince Harry at an event with mental health charity heads together in 2016. It was the weirdest thing. I was there flipping burgers with Prince Harry. I had never really spoken about depression or dark times. I suddenly just opened up to him. It was very bizarre, but because he was a stranger, I felt I could talk to him. He's been through so much himself, it was easy to talk to him. It opened that tin and allowed me to talk to other people. Iwan wishes he'd spoken about his mental health sooner, especially to his friends. I felt if I went to them and said, "I'm struggling here," they might ask, "What have you got to feel sorry about? You've got a nice house, cars, and all the materialistic rubbish that as a young man I was into." It gave a false picture of where I was at mentally. I felt they would judge me. It couldn't have been further from the truth. It's a bit of a blokey thing not to talk, but by bottling it up, you'll feel worse. It doesn't matter what you do for a living, whether you are a member of the royal family or you drive a taxi. If depression is going to get to you, it's going to get to you. Since retiring, Iwan has carved out a successful career as a broadcaster and will be covering the Olympics this year. He also took part in Strictly in 2015 and says exercise remains key to his mental health. Describing himself as a fair weather runner, he goes to the gym at least 4 times a week. It's not just for the exercise, but for the companionship to talk to other people. Being a father, he has 3 sons, Teddy, 5, Dougie, 2, and Bowie, 5 months, with his partner has changed everything too. Having my boys has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love being a dad. It puts a lot into perspective. Having gone through the highs, which were amazing, and also the lowest of lows, has made me more reflective on life, more patient, and a better person. Prince Harry has been announced as the recipient of the Pat Tillman Award for Service at the 2024 ESPYs for his work with the Invictus Games. The special honor is given to one person every year. The ESPYs recognize individual and team athletic achievements in the 12 months prior, and past winners include NFL star Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, Novak Djokovic, Max Verstappen, and Caitlin Clark. It comes as the Games prepare to celebrate their 10th anniversary. Why has Prince Harry been nominated for the ESPY? In honor of his tireless work in making a positive impact for the veteran community through the power of sport, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, will receive the Pat Tillman Award for Service, an award given to a person with a strong connection to sports who has served others in a way that echoes the legacy of the former NFL player and U.S. Army Ranger, Pat Tillman, the ESPYs shared in a statement. After serving for 10 years in the British Armed Forces, including 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan as a forward air controller and Apache helicopter pilot, Prince Harry founded the Invictus Games Foundation, continuing his service by creating an international platform to support wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, both active duty and veterans, who are navigating both physical and invisible injuries. Since inception, the Games have transcended borders and impacted lives across every continent, bringing together competitors from 23 nations with continued support and programming 365 days of the year, it concluded. Now celebrating its 10th year, the Invictus Games has evolved into a globally celebrated and acclaimed organization that celebrates resilience, community, and healing through the power of sport. Who has won the Pat Tillman Award for Service at the ESPYs? Past recipients of the Pat Tillman Award for Service include England soccer star Marcus Rashford, 2021, retired Army Sergeant and author Gretchen Evans, 2022, and the Buffalo Bills training staff, 2023. What did the ESPYs say about giving an award to Prince Harry? It's our privilege to recognize 3 incredible individuals, Steve Gleason, Dawn Staley, and Prince Harry, said Kate Jackson, VP, Production, ESPN. These honorees have used their platforms to change the world and make it more inclusive for marginalized and suffering communities, demonstrating incredible resilience, positivity, and perseverance, and we're thrilled to celebrate them at the 2024 ESPYs. An ESPY Award, Excellence in Sports Performance Yearly Award, is presented by the American Broadcast Television Network, ABC. The ESPYs recognize individual and team athletic achievements in the 12 months prior. The first event was held in 1993 It helps to also raise awareness and funds for the V Foundation for Cancer Research, the charity founded by ESPN and the late basketball coach Jim Valvano. ESPN has helped raise more than $200 million for the V Foundation over the past 31 years. Where are the ESPYs in 2024? They will be held in Los Angeles on Thursday, July 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles.
I admire Prince Harry a lot. For him to be using his name to put attention to these games, I think it's really respectable. He's very genuine, and you can tell that he takes this cause at heart.